So I wanted to take a look at this with you and give you an idea of what a color profile actually is. The file itself is going to have a file name and an extension ending in .icc. That ICC profile is International Color Consortium created file that follows certain guidelines or specifications in order to tell a computer system or software or monitor hardware how to interpret the RGB or CMYK values inside of a document. So any particular given image has got some color values, and how your hardware, meaning a printer or a screen or a phone or whatever, how it is going to actually display or render those colors, that's based on the color profile that's embedded. So this software that I'm showing you right now, it's called ColorThink Pro. I've got the demo version loaded up right here. If you guys want to download it and try it out, it's kind of fun to play with. But it lets you visualize these ICC profiles. And so the little thing that we're looking at right now, this three-dimensional shape, is just showing exactly what the gamut is of that color profile. We're looking at a SWAP color profile, standard web offset printing, or process printer. I can't remember exactly what that acronym stands for at the moment. But what it's showing us is exactly what colors can be reproduced in that color profile. Meaning if we took a photo and we sent it to a printer that's using this SWAP color profile, that means that we could print yellows that are this bright and saturated. We could print reds that are out here, cyans out here, greens out here. And we could get whites that don't go all the way to bright white, because paper is some of that. And we get blacks that don't go quite all the way down to solid pure black either. Because on print, that's just what you get. You get certain colors that you can make with ink, and that's the best you can do. But it's handy to be able to visualize what that looks like in different color profiles. More handy when you're trying to set up printing equipment to achieve the best results. But for understanding what these color profiles are, it's kind of helpful to know. So you can see with CMYK inks in CMYK printing, we can get a really solid, bright, vibrant yellow if we look at this from the side. But if we want a darker yellow, we really can't get a darker yellow, because the way you make dark yellow is by adding black ink to it. And at that point, it's not yellow anymore. It starts to turn gray. However, some of these other colors that are a little more dense, like magenta out there, magenta is a darker color perceptually to us to begin with. So 100% magenta is much darker than 100% yellow. And so we can get darker values of magenta already, because when you add a little bit of black to it, it gets down here slower, if that makes any sense. There's cyan and so on. When you mix magenta and cyan, you get purple. When you mix yellow and cyan together, you get green. And when you mix magenta and yellow, you get red. So those are our primary colors in terms of digital design software and photography editing software. I want to turn on another profile here. This one's sRGB. We'll turn that on. And you can see the outline on the bottom is much bigger to begin with. And I've got the opacity turned down at sRGB so we can see through to the other one. But sRGB extends out much further in certain directions. Like, for example, right here, blue goes way out there. And over here, our red goes further out. And over here, I'm sorry, I said this wrong. This is blue way out here. So we get a lot more blue in an RGB color profile than we do in a CMYK. And this would be green over here, sorry. We get way more green, and we get some more red. Magenta and red are pretty close, so they're not too far off to begin with. But you can see that we get whites that go all the way up to the top, and blacks that go all the way to the bottom. In a digital system, that makes a big difference. Let me turn on True Color and increase the opacity so we just see the one. Okay, that's sRGB all by itself. You can see that we actually get a little bit more color coming out in the CMYK profile, but only in that one little spot. Like cyan ink is going to make a good cyan combination, better sometimes than what you might get on a screen for certain brightness values. But that's about it. So anyway, that's visualizing the difference between two color profiles or color spaces. When we get into more specific tasks, like if you're calibrating a monitor trying to get that monitor to match with a printer or a certain type of paper on a printer, this is really useful. But I just want to show you visually what those color spaces and color profiles look like.